Today I thought I'd do another one of those videos where I ramble. And the topic today is whether or not you should do fountain pen reviews. I get a lot of questions from people about this, believe it or not, but people who ask me, I'm playing with the idea of uploading a review of my pen or pens, but I don't really know, should I do it, should I not do it, etc. So I would like to give some honest and well-meant advice, and that's the points I'm going to go through today. Now, I think that a lot of the points I cover here are going to apply not just to fountain pen reviews, but to reviews of any product, and even to some areas of life in general. So here's my first tip. Do it! There is no excuse. If you want to do it, do it. If you have a camera, which you probably do because you probably have a mobile phone or just have a regular digicam that you can use that has a video function, do it. Try it out. There are so many people out there. I don't know if you spend a lot of time on YouTube, but look at how terrible a lot of the videos are. Okay, people put complete nonsense on YouTube. So if you have something sensible to contribute, do it. If you want to talk about something, do it. You can't be worse than a lot of the guys out there, right? So don't be too scared. Just go for it. Okay, that's my first point. My second point is these reviews have given me a lot. I have met people from all over the world. I have interacted with them both digitally and in real life, and it has always been a fantastic experience. I have been to pen shows both in the Netherlands. I have been to the DC Pen Show, and that was about 2 years ago, and I was recognized there. Now, I'm not tooting my own horn here, but what I'm saying is I fly thousands of miles and complete strangers recognize me because they always watch my videos. That's a very heartwarming experience. People enjoy my work. That appreciation is something that keeps you going. It's not egocentric. It's not because I like to show the world how great I am, because I'm not so great. I'm just a guy. But I'm a guy who's passionate about fountain pens, and I want to share that with the world. And the reason for that is manifold, I would say. I do it for first and foremost because I like doing it. I like making these videos. I get positive comments, so I keep doing it. But the more fundamental issue is it is up to us as fountain pen users to spread the love we have for these products. And if we don't do that, I guarantee you the fountain pen will die out. Email is taking over. I interact with kids sometimes who don't even know how to hold a pen and have not even seen a fountain pen in their lives. That is extremely scary when you think about it. If we want to keep this tradition alive, what is necessary is guys like you going out there and showing the world how nice it is to use a fountain pen. Because that is up to you and me to do. Okay? And you might be surprised at the amount of people who contact me through YouTube and say, I had never even touched a fountain pen, but I stumbled upon one of your videos. You were so enthusiastic about the topic. I decided I would give it a try. Went to the store, got a pen. I love it. I cannot believe I did not discover this sooner. And then I think, boom, shakalaka. Another convert. Welcome to the cult. Sorry. But it's important because that means that someone else has discovered the joys of using a pen. And you and I both know perfectly well how joyous it can be to use a fountain pen. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching this and I wouldn't be telling you this. So we know that. Convey that enthusiasm. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, now when I said this has given me much, it has. I have created friendships with people that I met online that I would never have met had I not done these videos. A very good example would be Eric and Dan from Fountain Pen Geeks. They're two exceptionally nice guys, and I would never have met them had it not been for our shared passion of fountain pens. We interact, we email, we Skype, we do things, and it's great. We live in different parts of the world, and still we have fun and we can share our passion. It has given me friends. It has given me many, many nice interactions with either through email, YouTube comments, on Facebook, on Twitter. It's great. It has expanded my social network considerably. So that's another nice reason to try, I would say. If that's not enough for you, I get free pens. I can just hold up the stuff that I got for free here recently. I mean, I got pens, I got refills, I got notebooks. Now, I'll be honest, that is not why I started to do this at all. I didn't even think that would ever happen, but it did. And guess what? I'm a fountain pen geek. If I get free pens, I like it, and I'll review them. And yes, I'll give them an honest review. I'm not biased because they were free. Companies send me stuff, sometimes cheaper pens, sometimes more expensive pens. People, guys like you, send me pens. How cool is that? Okay, and I'm deeply grateful for the fact that I can do that, and people enjoy the video so much that they do that for me. But that could be another reason for you to think, wow, I could really make such a difference. People like my work enough that they want to approach me and occasionally want to give me something, be it a notebook, be it a pen, be it whatever. And I'll tell you what, even if someone drops me an email of 2 lines that say, dude, you make my day with your videos, that's enough. I don't require anything else. But that little bit of gratitude is magnificent, and that's a very warm and nice experience. So that's another reason to do it. You interact with people. Another benefit that I would mention is that it is a great exercise to do these types of videos. English is not my mother tongue. It's a secondary language. I learned it in school. And my English has improved considerably while I was doing these videos. You learn new terms, terminology, idiom, you learn all kinds of expressions, and people help you. My pronunciation has improved. Just recently, an English teacher emailed me and he said, you always say pronunciation. It is pronunciation. I'm not trying to offend you, but I just want to help you. Well, that's awesome, because I am learning all these things by just putting out these videos, and I don't consider that criticisms. People just tell me that I say something the wrong way. So my grasp of the English language has actually improved considerably by doing this. So that's another great exercise. I work in academia. My English has to be good. I write papers in English. I give oral presentations in English. So it's a great way to exercise. Same thing goes, let me take a sip of tea here. The same thing goes for your presentation skills. Some people find it terrifying to give a presentation. Well, guess what? I may not have a PowerPoint screen behind me, but this is a presentation. I am conveying information right now. And doing these videos is a great way to practice that, to see the feedback you get and see how people like it. And it will really help you to get rid of words like that, because if you do this all the time, people are going to say, oh, it's the guy who says all the time. All right, so that's going to disappear, and that means doesn't mean you will never do it again, but it's a great way to become more aware, and watching yourself on video is going to help you with that, because you get that feedback. So even if you forget the fountain pen passion at all, this is what it will give you: a good way to exercise your communication skills. Okay, now a very practical tip. What would I do in a fountain pen review? If you're watching this, you probably know my style. You know that I will tell you, I'll discuss the parts of the pen, tell what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and then I'll do a writing sample. I think all three of those are important, and I have found that there are some things that people especially appreciate specifically. One thing is good close-ups. My first cameras couldn't really focus up close, but I mean, notice the difference between I'm using this pen and it has a nice nib versus I'm using this pen and it has a nice nib versus I'm using this pen and it has a nice nib. Okay, I'm sure you see the difference. So make sure you get your equipment in order. This webcam was donated by a viewer, all right, and it's an excellent webcam, full HD, has manual focus. So of course I'm extremely grateful that I've been shooting all these videos with a camera that someone provides me with free of charge, just because he enjoys my videos and he would like to see the pens up close, right? That is amazing. So get that in order. Second thing that people really seem to enjoy is measurements. So get yourself a pair of calipers. This again was sent to me by a viewer because he said, okay, more precise measurements, how about this? And he gives me this, all right? So, but even so, this is something that should not be too expensive, right? You go to your hardware store, you pick this up, it's a simple analog pair of calipers, and it works fine. It works absolutely fine. People enjoy measurements of pens because pen companies do not always list those. The same thing goes for a scale, right? Weighing your pens. Well, guess what? This is another gift from a viewer, and that's the scale I use to weigh my pens now, and it's very, very accurate. So even in that regard, I get stuff, but it's all useful. Everybody in that way has contributed to my videos, again, for which I am extremely grateful. But get that kind of stuff in order. You don't have to do all of these things in one go, you don't have to provide all of this, but these are things to consider. The final thing I will say is make sure to include a writing sample. That may sound like a no-brainer, but my first videos didn't have them. I just showed pictures because I didn't have the technology, I didn't have a good camera to set up and record writing with. People want to see how a pen writes, and that makes a lot of sense. So those are my very practical suggestions, apart from the whole philosophical stuff that came before that. The final thing I will say about doing videos is you'll need to develop a somewhat thick skin, because there are going to be people, no matter what you do, who do not like what you do. And I think this is a given. If you put information out, you make it public, if you're lucky, there are going to be a few people who like what you're doing, but whether you're lucky or not, one thing is certain, there are going to be people who do not like what you are doing. Some of those are polite and say, well, this is, yeah, just doesn't make sense to me, I'm not going to be watching this again. Some people are extremely offensive. Some of them are just trolls. You know, those are just basically low-life degenerates who sit behind YouTube all day and comment on the videos of others negatively while they do not contribute a single positive thing to society. Okay, if that's your hobby, who am I to complain? And some of them are just mean characters who just like to poke fun at people, like to say nasty things. You'll need to learn to deal with that because you will be dealing with that. It's that simple. It's part of doing something public. And I'll be honest, some days I can take it very well, and some days it annoys me. But in the end, my thing is always to, when I see a comment like that, it's very tempting to respond immediately. Sometimes I don't respond at all, but I always try to give myself time. So I think, okay, no responding now. Take 15 minutes or even more. Calm down. It's just a comment. It's just a person who probably does not know what he's talking about, or who's just, you know, had a bad day or whatever. Don't worry about it. And the vast majority of comments I get are, of course, very positive. So don't let the few haters get you down. Just don't. Alright, this was almost 15 minutes of me talking. I hope I haven't bored you. I'm serious though. If you consider doing reviews, do it. Don't wait. Don't wait. Just get your technology in order. Do it. Because I'm sure you can do it, and I'm sure you're going to have fun doing it. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. I didn't know what... I honestly thought, well, I'm going to do one video. I told that story in another video, so I won't repeat it here, but I basically did something for Brian Goulet. I had to show him something. He enjoyed it, and now I ended up with more than 3 million video views and more than 13,000 subscribers. I didn't see that coming. It happened. Pantare. Everything flows. Go with the flow. That's all you can do. So, guys, I hope this was useful. Hope I haven't bored you to death. And I'll see you later. Bye-bye.